So this is going to be a different video from what I normally make because I made an iceberg. Yes, I made an iceberg, if you can tell by the shitty quality. And if you read the title, this iceberg is going to be about bizarre facts. And what I hope to achieve in this video is that the majority of these facts you probably had no idea about, because when I watch an iceberg video, I want to learn something new. I don't want to waste any of your guys' time by telling you facts you probably already known about. So my goal is to make the majority of these facts you probably had no idea about. And if you're on the internet, I'm sure you know how an iceberg works. The top layer is the more normal stuff, and as we go down, it gets increasingly more fucked up. Now that's enough for me talking. Hope you enjoy the video. The longest concert was held in Stouffville, Canada to celebrate Canada's 150th anniversary. This record was achieved by Kevin Kerr, Sean Armstrong, and Epidemic Music Group. The concert itself lasted 437 hours, 54 minutes, and 40 seconds from March 17th to April 5th of 2017. Now, there's no way of knowing for certain, and it's unlikely that adult T-Rexes had feathers. Many scientists theorize that baby T-Rexes had feathers to keep warm. And it doesn't stop at just T-Rexes, as many scientists theorize that many dinosaurs indeed had feathers. Plus, birds do descend from dinosaurs, so obviously there's a possibility. You're probably like, what the fuck does that even mean? But pineapples actually do eat you. That burning sensation you feel in your mouth after eating a pineapple, well, it's from an enzyme that literally digests protein even from your mouth. Plus, this enzyme apparently helps with wisdom teeth removal, which I'm getting mine removed possibly by when this video is up, so I'll let you know how that works out. Now, this is just a fact I had no idea about, but snails actually have teeth. Thousands of them. Now we're off to tier 2, and the lost nuclear weapons is referring to that we have no idea how much nuclear weapons have been lost. The US has officially lost at least 3 nuclear weapons, although this number could be around 6. But this number is likely higher than that. We have no idea how much nukes Russia has lost, and given their government probably stretched the number out to make themselves look less bad. In fact, probably the US government as well. And since there's lost nukes all over the world, theoretically, there could be a nuke in your own backyard. Yes, human zoos were a real thing, becoming popular around the 1870s and existing well into the 1940s and 50s. And the people there were treated like animals, subject to humiliation and cruelty. Like, for instance, in 1897, King Leopold of Belgium imported 267 concolese to Brussels to be put on show. And the last human zoo was also held in Belgium in 1958. Looney Tunes was at its peak, and there were still human zoos. Yes, theoretically, the universe could end at any given moment. Vacuum decay is a hypothetical theory which, to simply explain, because it's a little fucking complicated, it's basically a scenario where the current vacuum state of the universe transforms into a lower vacuum state. A simple analogy is, think of a ball rolling down a hill, but think of the ball as our universe, think of the hill as the energetic field, and think of rolling down the hill as, well, vacuum decay. Anyways, vacuum decay would rewrite the laws of physics, which would, to put it simply, would destroy the universe. And yes, this theory is supported by science, and while it's unlikely to happen now or to ever happen, there is obviously still a possibility. So if you're watching this before you go to bed, sorry. Chainsaw's original purpose was, well, interesting. It was used for childbirth in the late 1700s through the 1800s. It was also used for surgery as well. Mothers were given morphine as that was the only way to numb the pain, but as you can imagine, it was still incredibly painful. Yes, is exactly what it sounds like. Coffin birth is a very rare but real occurrence that is caused by the buildup and pressure of gas in a pregnant woman's body after death, which forces the fetus to come out. And no, unfortunately, the baby doesn't survive, if you were wondering. Hutchinson-Gilford progeria syndrome, or progeria for short, is a very rare genetic condition which causes children to age rapidly fast. It is unfortunately a fatal condition, as the average lifespan for a child is between 14 to 15 years, although the oldest survivor lived to be 28 years old. Operation Northwood. Okay, now this is where it gets more interesting. Now obviously tensions were high in the Cold War between the United States and Cuba with Fidel Castro. With the Bay of Pigs invasion, of course you had the Cuban Missile Crisis where the world almost went to nuclear war, plus there being 634 assassination attempts on Fidel Castro. But probably the craziest event was a proposed top-secret staged terrorist attack on American soil which would target a US military base and civilians, which it would be blamed on Castro, justifying a US invasion. The plan originated from the Department of Justice, but this plan would be rejected by President Kennedy. Zombie ants are a fungus that infects ants, which manipulates their behaviors and eventually leads to the death of the ants. These fungus are found in tropical rainforests primarily. Radium Girls is an unfortunate incident that began in 1917, where female factory workers suffered fatal radiation poisoning from the paint that they were working with. They were told that this paint wasn't dangerous, and as a result, they started to expose the paint to themselves by painting their dresses, their hair, skin, apparently painting their teeth and licking the paint. And as a result, the woman suffered severe consequences such as Molly Madja, like for instance Molly Madja, whose jaw completely crumbled from the radiation and eventually dying. The Volga famine was a very severe famine in the Soviet Union from 1921 to 22. Not too long after World War I and the Russian Civil War, which Russia already suffered greatly from. The famine killed around 5 million people. This, of course, created a large humanitarian crisis, as this famine would affect around 30 million people. Disease broke out, starvation, but the most disturbing part is due to the desperation and starvation, there were reports of cannibalism. Yes, cannibalism. Also, just take in how many Russians died from World War I, the Civil War, and the famine, which all took place within a decade. At least 15 million people. Fatal insomnia is a very rare and fatal disease that causes, well, of course, severe insomnia, but also dementia and confusion. It is caused by a genetic mutation in the PRNP gene. And yes, as the name suggests, this disease is always fatal, as the lifespan from the disease is about 18 months. And unfortunately, there's no cure. Medical cannibalism is exactly what it sounds like. It was a practice in the 16th to 18th century in Europe and also practiced in China. Now you're probably wondering, why the hell was this even a thing? Well, it was based off an idea that a human body could heal another human body, like for instance using human fat to help with bruises. Thankfully though, this practice is long dead, so you don't have to worry about eating a human fat to heal a bruise. Walter E. Vernal Developmental Center. Founded in 1848, it was used to provide education for children with developmental disabilities. Unfortunately, this is not what the school is known for, as there's been very horrific events that took place in this school, such as physical and sexual abuse plus neglect. There were medical experiments done on the children by feeding them radioactive isotopes in their oatmeal, plus other horrific events. Lawsuits started to pour in the 1970s and 80s, and the school would close in 2014. Well, that's the iceberg. This is the first iceberg I made, so it's probably not the best, but still hope you enjoyed the video anyways.